Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Prescribed Fire and Smoke Briefing for Friday, January 5th, 2024. First, we're taking a look at recent precipitation, for the past 7 days on the left and the past 30 days, percent of normal on the right. We've been in a pretty dry pattern through most of December, but that has started to change. So let's try not to focus on the negative, the recent past and the dry December, and focus on the positive. So here we go. Snowfall for the past 24 hours. We can see we have started to see some snowstorms moving into the Great Basin, particularly the western half and southern portions of the area. But that's starting to fill in today across Utah. And we have quite a few storms lined up to bring more snow into the Great Basin. So definitely good news in the forecast. Current snow depth, again, very low for the time of year. Snowpack is below average everywhere across the Great Basin, is in somewhere in the range of 60 to maybe 90% of average for the time of year. But with the snow forecast on tap, we're expecting those values to increase as well. All right, so looking at the satellite imagery this morning, we can see a band of precipitation moving through the Great Basin today. It's kind of making its way eastward, so moving into Utah throughout the day today. But we do have a series of storms on tap for the weekend, Saturday into Sunday, and then again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, really through the bulk of the work week, at least the first half of the work week next week. Okay, so again, by this afternoon, kind of decreasing showers and mainly limited to eastern Utah by late in the day today. Ventilation rates are pretty high. Transport winds, again, breezy as that band of showers moves through with the low across western Utah and southern Nevada. Mixing heights are moderate out there with this cooler air. Maximum temperatures today are going to be in the 30s for much of the Great Basin, a little bit higher across the western basin or western portions of the Great Basin in the low 40s. And the probability of precip is shown here on the right, with the highest probabilities over the mountains of Utah and some precip moving through this morning over Nevada and Idaho. On Saturday, that next low pressure system drops into the Great Basin, bringing another round of snow to the Great Basin. Ventilation rates start to improve on Saturday. Winds again are pretty breezy across the Great Basin. We even had some very strong winds over far western Nevada tomorrow with gusts up to in the 60s, 60 mile an hour range. And mixing heights are pretty high tomorrow with that next storm system moving in. On Sunday, that the low that's moving in on Saturday continues to move off to the east, but we'll see lingering snow showers mainly across the eastern Great Basin throughout the day on Sunday. Ventilation index is very high on Sunday. Again, transport winds still very strong across Utah and southern Nevada on Sunday, and mixing heights very high as well. Okay, the forecasted clearing index for Utah is shown here for today, Saturday, and Sunday. Reasonably high, quite high values today across much of the state. Those decrease tomorrow and then pop back up again on Sunday. The 3-day precipitation totals are shown here. Again, this is precip across the eastern basin and parts of western Nevada today. Today precip over Utah and eastern Nevada, and then more precip moving in Saturday into Sunday. So pretty good 3-day totals here. The big winners will be the higher elevations of Utah, southeast Idaho, and northeast Nevada. Okay, on Monday, another system is on the doorstep, bringing snow showers, precip to Idaho and northern Nevada. Ventilation rates still staying pretty good, pretty high. On Tuesday, that some of that precipitation will move further eastward into the eastern Great Basin. Ventilation rates remaining high. And then on Wednesday, another low drops to the Pacific Northwest, bringing another shot of precip to the Great Basin. High ventilation rates on Wednesday. By Thursday, we'll start to see some clearing across the south, moisture lingering across the north, and high ventilation rates. Okay, so precip accumulations for days 4 and 5. This is just Thursday or Tuesday through Thursday, with that next storm, Wednesday being the main storm here. Precip again to Idaho, western Wyoming, northern half of Utah, and northern Nevada. And then the extended forecast for January 12th through the 18th. It's calling for above normal precip for most of the Great Basin, especially the northern half, and then cooler than average temperatures as well during that time period. So definitely a change in our weather pattern, bringing some storms finally into the Great Basin. This concludes today's briefing. Please check back on Monday for the latest updates.